Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while again, like usual. But I am going to do Ethan's 11th month update. He is almost a year old. It's so crazy. The time has gone by so fast, and it's a little sad that I'm saying 11 months. I just can't believe it. I'm looking at his little onesie for his 1 year birthday. It's cute. So I just wanted to come on here and do the update. I'm still doing up to a year. I don't know how much longer I'll do it after that. But I wanted to come on and just do it. I'm still doing these so that I can have something to kind of reference back to whenever we go to have baby number two and just kind of see the differences in things. I have my list here of things that I want to talk about, and if you haven't gone onto my Instagram, I always have his update picture on there. So I do have that one actually up because we're actually past 11 months, but I haven't had a chance to do the updates and get on here and do a video. He's luckily napping right now. We just got home. I picked him up from daycare and he had only taken an hour nap, so he is pooped and he's just passed out. So I decided to just pull out my camera and just get a video done. So a couple of things with him recently. He did have a hospital stay in April. We are now in June. In April, he was in the hospital. I'm going to do a whole separate video on that just because I want you mamas to be aware of what to look for with what happened with him and everything. So I'm not going to go into detail with it. It's a long, long story. So I'm just going to do a separate video for that. And that will be the next video that I put up. I actually already recorded it, but I was so exhausted and he was really upset while I was trying to record it. So it just didn't work out, and it doesn't go. So I'm going to redo that video, and that one will be the next one that's up after this. So that's the first thing. So he was in the hospital for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that was a huge thing. Currently, he's 21 pounds. He's got two bottom teeth. His two bottom teeth are in. He's got the top right one in, and then the top left one has came through, but it's not all the way out yet. So he's got four teeth, basically. He's loving to walk. So he's not walking on his own. He does take like 4 steps on his own. We'll play with him here on the floor, and he will grab on to one of us with our hands, and usually I'll give him only one finger to hold on to, and then he'll let go and walk to Kevin, and he'll kind of do that back to me. He just kind of goes back and forth, back and forth. So he's doing about 4 steps right now. Other than that, he'll hold onto your fingers and walk with you, but he just doesn't, I don't know, he just gets scared, I mean, it's new to him, so he gets scared and then he kind of just falls forward. But he's doing that. He's standing a couple of times by himself. He's still not crawling. He refuses to crawl, even though he does know how to. We've seen him do it, especially in his crib. He's pulling himself up on his crib. He pulls himself on us, pulls himself up on us, and on the couch he's pulled himself up. So he's pulling himself up. He's trying to walk. He gets so frustrated. He wants to be walking, but he can't do it on his own. So if we're not available, he gets really upset. He's throwing tantrums like nobody's business. He will cry and cry if he doesn't get his way. We're teaching no. He knows when not to do things. He knows if it's a stern no that he's not allowed to be doing that. And he kind of gets like, oh no, I'm in trouble, and then does a little sad cry, and then we kind of just, move him on to something else, and then he just forgets that, we said no to him. But he gets really upset when we do say no to him. And then he's just throwing tantrums. So if he doesn't get his way or what he wants or whatever, he just will freak out and cry and like thrash himself around, and like just, it's crazy. So he's just doing a lot of that. I think I have a video on my Instagram of him throwing a tantrum, and it was really funny. So I do have that. We went on our second flight. So we went to California again in April. And was it April or did we push it back to May? I think we pushed it back to May. We were supposed to go to California the week after he was in the hospital, but we had to push that back. So I believe we ended up going in May. Um, so he did great on the flight. Again, no issues. Flying days are like the best days for him. He's super happy. He fell asleep on the plane. He would nurse, and everything was great. No problems. When we were in California, it was a freaking nightmare. Um, it was insane. I did end up buying a pack and play that I shipped to my parents' house, and so we had that at the hotel. We ended up staying in a hotel this time. Um, and so he was in the pack and play, and he just was upset. He was teething literally like right when we got there. He started teething, so he was upset with that. He was running fevers just because of the teething. He just didn't feel good, and then the time difference is a big deal because he goes to sleep at 7 here in Omaha, Central Time. And when we're in California, it's Pacific Time, so it's a 2 hour difference. So it's a big deal with that, especially because it's so light out. And in the hotel rooms, I mean, it's not super dark. It's dark, but it's not dark like his room. And then he's not in his crib. And it was just a whole hectic thing. So he wasn't happy really at all when we were there. He wasn't really taking his naps like he normally does, and it was just very hectic. So that trip didn't go as well as the first trip went. But again, like the days that we were flying, he was perfectly happy and fine and not fussing, nothing. It was just crazy. So we did do that. We went to the beach. He loves the sand. He was having so much fun. He loves to go in the water. Just everything. I mean, he just loved the beach overall. He just loved it. It was funny because he would put his hand in the sand and he would be playing around, but then it's like he tries to put it in his mouth, and I'm like, no, don't do that. So anyway, it was a fun trip, but it was very stressful to say the least. Um, he's loving food. He has loved food since the beginning. So he still just eats everything and anything. We're actually going to start transitioning him into milk. So I'm still breastfeeding, and he does still take some formula, but we're going to start transitioning him into just taking whole milk or cow's milk. So that'll be coming up this weekend, and then next week we're going to kind of send some to daycare along with the breast milk, and I'm going to start weaning myself off of breastfeeding. So that's going to be a huge milestone for me. I'm a little sad about it, but I'm a little happy about it. I'm still pumping at night. I was thinking of doing a video on it. I have a friend here on YouTube, Totally Blushing. She did a video on her breastfeeding journey, and so hers is way different than what mine was like. So I thought it'd be nice to have, several people with those with their experiences online, just so that you guys can know what the differences are with women and how your journeys can be, because hers, like I said, it was completely different than mine. So I'm thinking about doing that video as well. I do pump at night, like I said, and it's just crazy. Like, I have to wake myself up. I had to wake myself up twice at the beginning, just to be able to pump enough milk for him. So I'm still doing that once a night, and it's just like, getting up for 15 minutes, and it's like 2 a.m., 12 a.m., 3 a.m., whatever. It's a hassle. So I'm excited to not have to do that again and actually be able to sleep, because Ethan sleeps. Like, he will sleep through the night, no problem, 8 hours. And it's like on the weekends, I want to be able to sleep through the night. But, he's awake or he's asleep, and then I have to pump still. So it's like I still have broken sleep. So I would love to just have a weekend where I don't have to worry about pumping. So the journey is coming to an end, but so far it's been great. I've loved it. I've loved it because I've been able to bond with him, and it's been great, but we're at the end of it, and I'm excited, but I'm sad at the same time. So I just hope this whole transition over to cow's milk will be okay for him and he won't have any issues. He does have eczema, so he's had eczema since he was born. He's had a couple flare ups lately. One of them was on his back, on his upper back. I tried the Aveeno baby eczema like cream, and then there's like a, I guess, a pomade, and we tried that on his back, and it made it 100 times worse. His back ended up like a huge red splotch, like all up on his upper back. It was all red, and then it ended up getting like pus, and then he scabbed from it afterwards. So that stuff did not agree with his skin, and I felt terrible. I mean, it was so bad that it was bleeding and there was pus and stuff that was coming out. It was so bad. I'm glad that's the only place I put it on, because it, like, for some reason that spot flared up. So I just put it on there just to try it out. And the next morning he woke up like that, and I felt so bad. So I did some research. I went on Pinterest and just kind of did some research on there. If you guys want a recipe for kind of like a home remedy type of thing that I made, I can put that down below. Just leave me a comment. But it was basically Vaseline, coconut oil, and I think it was lemon and lavender essential oil, I think is what it was. I don't quote me on that, but I made that for him, and it literally cleared him up so fast. And so anytime he has a flare up, we put that on him, and really by the next day, he's just so much better. So I do use that on him, and then I use Eucerin lotion. Eucerin works the best for him, and that's just kind of what we've been leaning on. But yeah, he's recently just having a lot of flare-ups with it, and it's just kind of sad. It's on his back, and then he's got them on his arms, on his legs, kind of on his tushy where he scoots, because again, he scoots, he won't crawl. So it's on his little tush and lower back, and then he's got some on his chin. He's always had it on his chin here. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on with his skin. He is waving. Oh my gosh, that was a big one too. So he started just waving. He would go like this for a long time and didn't know really what he was doing. But then he kind of now goes like this, and he'll wave hi and bye, and he'll just wave to everybody and anybody. If you say hi, he'll wave. If you say bye, he'll wave. He's doing no, and then he is going like this. I don't know where he got that from, but he goes like this when he's done eating. And he'll like shake his head no and just say, no, I don't want any more. Not say it, but you know, he just shakes his head when he doesn't want anything. He's still not really saying mama. He will kind of sometimes say it, but he will say papa. He'll just say pop, 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 pop. He'll just keep going with papa still. Other than that, he hasn't really said many words. He still just kind of blabbers and, you know, talks baby talk. But he'll have conversations. He will blow bubbles, or, you know, raspberries. If you blow a raspberry, he'll blow a raspberry back, and you can just go back and forth with him. He'll start repeating, I guess not repeating, but like if you go, you know, ba ba ba, he'll go ba ba ba, or, you know, he'll kind of like go back and forth with you for a while. He's loving for us to read books to him, which is something that's new recently as well. He'll grab a book and he'll give it to us, and then he just will pull. I usually sit with him on the floor, and he'll pull up on me while I read the book, and he just is super engaged. He's just so fun. Like, he just plays all the time now. He's so energized. Like, it's kind of exhausting sometimes because he just wants to go, 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 and it's just crazy because you're like, I come home from work, I'm like, I'm exhausted sometimes, and he's just like so happy, ready to play, and just he keeps going nonstop all the time. So it's just crazy, but it's so much fun. It is so much fun. We took him to the zoo. He had fun with that. I mean, he like looked around at stuff and whatnot, but it wasn't like crazy exciting for us. That was fun. We go to the park usually. And he loves to just be out. He gets bored at home. We kind of notice that on the weekends if we don't do something. Like one day, he's just kind of like, and just he's kind of upset or isn't happy to be home the whole time. But as soon as we go outside, he's just like, whoa, I'm just so excited. So it's really fun. He's playing with the dogs. That is another really fun thing that he's doing. He plays with the dogs all the time. Like he'll pull himself up on Stella, or he'll play with Brody, and Brody will kind of like play around with him. And Stella's doing really good. She's our bigger dog. They're both just doing so well, and he just loves them, and they love him too. He'll see them like come in from outside, and he just is like, like just laughing, and he laughs so hard. It's just so funny. I don't know. It's been so great. Like just the way he's developing, and just watching him grow, and just all these different milestones that he's had is just so fun. I'm planning his party, so we're going to do it on July 1st since he was born on July 4th. We're just going to do it that Saturday. So we're going to do a monster party. I actually have an invite right here that I can show you guys. I'm going to not put my phone number on it or address, but this is his little invite. So our little monster is turning 1. Join us to celebrate Ethan's birthday. So that's his invite, and that's going to be the theme that we're doing. We always joke around that he's a little monster just because he can terrorize you sometimes. So that's his theme. I got some balloons, or I got some table linens and stuff like that with the theme. His shirt and all of that stuff. We did his cake smash photos, so I'll have those hopefully soon, and I'll be able to post them on my Instagram, so don't forget to follow me on that. And he did good for a little bit, but we did them outside, and it was 98 degrees here in Omaha with the humidity of like 60, and it was just miserable. They took, the photographer took some pictures of us, and then took some pictures of him with some clothes on, and then we took his shirt off and just put the cake in front of him, and he was very delicate, just like, okay, and then he would just put a little bit in his mouth, and then I had to like kind of stick his hand in, and he was like, what the heck? And then he just kind of kept eating it for a little bit, just kind of from his fingers. And then I dug his hand in again, and he started crying. So it was just kind of like, okay, we're over, we're done, we're done, we're done. So it was fun to see, but he just wasn't as excited as I thought he was going to be, because he loves food so much that I thought he would just be like, just taking it all in, but he totally didn't. So it was still fun to see. I think that's pretty much everything that has gone on with him. I don't think I have anything else. If I do remember anything, I'll do it on his 1-year update. I would obviously have him in the video with me, but he's sleeping. But I'll have him hopefully on the next one, and I will post some pictures again, like I said, and the next video, like I said, will be about his hospital stay. It was super scary, so I'll update you guys on all of that, and other than that, that's pretty much it. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't. I will try to post again as often as I can. It's just crazy with having him and working full-time, so I know you guys have been dedicated and staying with me, but I'm just like trying as much as I can. So if you have any video recommendations that you want me to record or do, let me know. And if you guys need that recipe for that homemade eczema balm, let me know, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.